From West Georgia and East Alabama to the SEC, we've got your teams, your stories, your game. We're local. 9 Yards Deep starts right now.
I'm going to start the show off by saying,
no, his fingers were folded. I don't think it was open.
welcome to 9 Yards Deep, my guys.
Hey, man. Shout out to that man, Cam Newton. That's all I'm saying. Look, that was the highlight of my day.
Dang, Drew, that's 40 seconds.
40 seconds.
Highlight of my day, son.
I had him at 3 minutes.
40 seconds there.
I had 3
We didn't even
minutes.
get to high school yet.
Hey, man. That's all I'm saying. Start that thing off. Shout out to Cam Newton. That's all I'm
We
saying.
haven't even got to high school yet. Oh, speaking of, let's go ahead and start there. We got a lot to talk about.
Yep.
We 2 weeks behind, so we got a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and start with high school. Drew, y'all talk to us. It's a big week for high school. Just kind of walk us through. I know Troop LaGrange. That's a massive one this week. You know,
Huge rivalry.
Carver and Auburn, I believe, right?
Carver, Auburn,
Yep.
2 versus 3
Pike
in the
Road,
region.
Russell County,
1
Grove,
versus
Rush
2.
County, big one, yeah.
Region
Region
Central.
championship on the line.
Central, Opelika.
Yep,
Talk
1
about
versus
that.
4.
Hey, we got to go back to last week, though, man.
Talk
Just
about
real
it.
quick.
Talk about it.
That Carver Sumter County. Now, we knew darn
my
well
God.
2 7-0 teams, 1 and 2 in the region. Whoever won that win the region championship. And that was one of those muddy, get it out the mud, gritty bowls. And 8-7 was your final
I'm
score.
gonna tell you like this, man. Game of the week, it was good. We already knew going into that game that was gonna be one of the games of the year for us, right?
No doubt.
We had that game struggle.
Yeah, that was-
that region is weak, right?
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
just call it what it is.
Yeah.
When you look at it across the board, top to bottom, it's a weak region. So you knew Carver and Sumter, which is gonna be drastically different from last year. Sumter County has made some improvements. We knew it was gonna be a flat out war. I actually thought Carver would win by a little more. But hey,
the
man,
elements.
but Sumter County's defense is for real. I feel like they're good. I think with it being muddy and wet and it was windy and cold is what I heard. The end of the game was
It was a mud bowl.
you got to
Mud
be ready to play
bowl.
for those conditions. But at the end of the day, football is football, right? You still
Yeah.
got to go ball.
Right.
And shout out to Carver, Sebastian Hurd, dropping a dime right there in the fourth quarter to end the game. My biggest takeaway is you can never sleep on defense.
Definitely
Defense is
not.
always going to get you where you need to get to. And
It wins championships.
Givens a dog.
Yeah.
Now, I know we know that already. That's why he's highly recruited.
Right.
But I mean, he balled his tail out, and
I
shout out
think
to
Carver
Coach
had like
Jones.
6 sacks
They
in that
did.
game. Yeah.
Couldn't agree
They
with you
did,
more.
but something kind of looked good too.
They
on
looked
defense.
nice.
do.
Yeah.
I mean, they really did look good on defense. It's not just about Carver winning. Shout out to them. I mean, congratulations, you won the region. But Sumter County, I mean, I think they would like to have another stab at that at some point in the playoffs.
No doubt.
I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
seeing that again. I will say this though. I think Drew, I told you this a little bit, but I feel like, and I'm not going to make an assumption here on this show, but after watching that game, I'm a little bit more sold on Callaway in 2A. Then I was already kind of high on Callaway, but I think I'm sold on Callaway, man. I still think Callaway by far top to bottom when it comes to offense and defense, complete team play. Carver, I think we talked a little bit about the undisciplinedness sometimes they catch up to you.
Yeah.
Callaway has the schedule to where they can go toe-to-toe with anybody that they have will play, and I think they got dudes to match. I still like Callaway for the state championship.
Yeah, I mean, that's the advantage of playing such a difficult early schedule. I mean, you play against Prince Avenue, who's probably going to be in the state championship for their private school region, and then you look at a team like Opelika, who's going to be a playoff team for 7A in Alabama that Callaway took to the wire in overtime and probably should have won that game if that 2-point conversion's on.
Yeah, no doubt.
So you really just got to assess where it all kind of went. I really like what Callaway has, and I think for Carver, they needed that game not only to win the region championship, but just prove that they have played a full 4 quarters of football, which they hadn't played all year.
Yes, absolutely, because of the schedule, right?
Exactly,
Yep.
because of your schedule and your region. And Sumter County had played
A couple of games there,
Crisp County went down to the wire as well. So
Yep.
they had played a full game prior. But I just needed to see that from Carver, that they can do it. But you mentioned Sebastian Hurd. Shout out to the kid. I
Yes,
mean, he's a
dog.
freshman. He's taking over the best team in 2A as a starting quarterback.
Yep.
Throws two interceptions earlier in the game, but steps up huge by delivering the deep ball to win the game in the region title against a very good defense.
And how about Jarvis, man? Just having a trust in him throwing the ball that late in the game.
Yeah,
you
in
gotta
those
go win the
conditions,
game,
too.
but yeah, in those conditions, you still had to trust in him. So it's a lot of positives surrounding Carver. This is not the Carver beatdown. I think that Carver needed a game. We need to see Carver face some adversity.
No doubt.
We need to see Carver play.
I think the
some
kids needed
competition
it
and all
more
that.
than anything.
Absolutely.
Be like, hey, like we are not, and no, it's not shooting them down or anything, but they needed the confidence to be like, hey, we can play a complete game. We could go toe to toe. We can win in the trenches in a mud bowl, and that's what they did. What was it, 4th and 1, and Sumter County tried to go for the quarterback sneak, and Carver blew them off the line.
Yeah, they
like
did.
That's how you win football games
Yes.
down the stretch.
Yeah.
I also think they needed to prove that, because they have a 3-headed monster there in the backfield running the football.
Yep.
You had to prove you got a quarterback who can step up and throw the ball to win. And they got receivers who are young.
Yeah.
They got a quarterback that's young.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
Carver's
I say
going
it
to
like
be a
this,
machine.
man. Carver's not going nowhere no time soon.
Absolutely not.
They are really, truly a young team, man. They're definitely returning a lot. They'll be back. They're going to the conversation.
Which is
this
crazy
year,
because they got 8 kids who are seniors that are all Power 4 kids.
They do. Yeah. But hey, at Carver, that's championship pedigree over there,
Yeah.
right? It only takes you to win a couple, right? And they got the dudes to do it. The coaching staff keeping them kids in the 4 walls of the school. Carver's gonna be around for a while.
Yeah,
Just know
no
that.
doubt.
They're gonna be around for a while. You had last week. Sorry, you mentioned Carver Sumter.
We also had Brucelli.
bro.
Man.
Was that? Yeah, that was crazy.
That was a good
Tony,
one.
you were there.
That was a real good one.
Yeah.
That game's always good.
Two
though.
new head coaches. You were curious to see how these teams placed off together. We know Brookstone already had Brucelli jug this last time, and they were able to retain it again, 1914. Before I left at half, it was 10-3. So it's 10-6 to 10-7 to be precise. With just the fast pace, I knew going into that game, Brookstone was going to play. Ian Headley and his team have been playing fast all season. Not to discredit Pacelli. We know anytime those two match up, anytime big region games happen like that, you just never want to count scores. It's almost like the Iron Bowls or, the Auburn Georgias of the world, things like that. Things are going to go down to the wire. Nobody expects this type of game early on. But then just to see these guys get at it and get after it, and for Ian Headley, year one, to go ahead and get that win under his belt, I know that's a big-time win.
Yeah, and it's good for Brookstone because, Calvary been riding a lot of hype. You never want to, your crosstown rivals are always going to be in the conversation in private school. So Brookstone did what they're supposed to do when it comes to beating both of those teams. Because at the end of the day, like I said earlier in the podcast, football is football, right?
No doubt.
There's one goal, that's get to the state championship. And I think Brookstone right now just have the mindset of going to win the championship.
I do like what I saw to Pacelli, though. They actually surprised me this game.
Yeah.
They
Definitely
have. They have the talent to
Very much
compete
so.
with anyone in GIAA.
Yeah.
I think when we get to the playoffs, Pacelli could be a semifinal, heck, even a state championship team.
Yeah,
they could get there.
Depending on how the brackets fall.
Absolutely.
You're sure to. Even Calvary too. Let's
yeah.
not forget about Stratford, FPD, but the GIA, man, is weird.
It runs
I've
deep
seen
this
it.
year. It's
so
real
interesting.
deep.
Yeah. So shout out to those teams. Like I said, we got a full slate this week. Looking forward to this week. A couple of region championships. Coach G and Coach Napier. That's not Billy. Matt.
Matt, yeah.
Up there at LaGrange, man. That game's gonna be huge.
Big
No,
time.
so that one's not for the region championship because Sandy Creek is still undefeated.
Yes,
and
correct.
If
Yep.
Troop gets past LaGrange, they play Sandy Creek last week of the season.
Yes.
and that would be for the region title.
That game's gonna be wild.
Yes, yeah.
Because Troop's undefeated right now.
They are.
They're pretty much running through the region, but you cannot overlook your crosstown rivals. Never.
No,
So that game's gonna be pretty good as well. So man, we got a lot going on.
it's rivalry
We're-
week
we're
in
rolling.
high school football right now, man. It just feels.
We're
like.
rolling right along, man.
Can you believe it's almost over?
It's cold outside.
Yeah, that's
We
when you
know.
know.
Every time it starts to get cold, it's when it
when you
starts to
know.
get weird. I'm just telling you. So
You ain't never lied.
hey, it is the third Saturday in October.
What that mean?
Alabama, Tennessee. Now, we didn't do a pod last week or the week before, if I remember.
Yeah,
So we skipped out on
That's some busy weeks.
Bama. Yeah, we had a lot going on. We stay rolling. When you had a TV station, man, time don't stop for nobody. So
Definitely
you got to keep it riding. But we're back and we're better. And we missed out, which probably was a good thing. Alabama took a trip to Athens, and that game was great. It's always good when Georgia Alabama lines up and hit head to head, and Alabama obviously got the win. And the question started surrounding Kirby about, hey man, is it just Alabama? Are you the greatest coach? I saw a post a couple of days ago that said Kirby Smart is Nick Saban, except for when he's playing Alabama. And so I think that's very true. Bama came to play that game. It was great. We had some other good games that week. Last week we had some good games. You know, Georgia, Kentucky, they handled business. Bama played Vanderbilt, a little revenge game for Alabama, if you will, but handled business as usual. Auburn had 2 losses the past 2 weeks. They went down to A&M and got beat. Oklahoma first, and then went to A&M, got beat. Should have won really both of those games. And also took a beating down this week, and we'll get to that here in a second, right? But let's just start right there with Alabama. I mean, I think right now, Ty System, Kirby said it 3 weeks ago, he's the hottest quarterback in the country. I think we cannot sit here and disagree with that.
Yeah.
No denying.
You know, going through Georgia, going through Vanderbilt,
Mizzou.
you know, and Missouri on the road at 11:15 Central a.m.
Yeah.
You know, what do we think about Alabama right now? How we feel about Kellen DeBoer and those Alabama?
I mean, they're clicking right now. And to bring up to the point, to Ty's, you watch the Mizzou game, and maybe that wasn't his best game, but then you go back and look at the box score, and you know he's got over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he's still topping the conversation for one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
Yep.
He's surgical, man. I mean, what he does, he steps back there. He's a little mix of Bryce Young, a little Drew Brees. I kind of see it. He's got that twitch. I think he just needs to get the ball out. He's taking a little bit too many sacks. He's trying to make too many plays down the stretch. But Alabama's they're clicking right now. Defense looks really good.
I just feel like when you look at that Missouri game, right, that was an ugly game for Bama. It was one of the ones where it's just
it's a dogfight. You just got to go win.
You got to get one more point than they do, right? And, and I feel like that's how it happened with Alabama, Missouri. I mean, even still, when Alabama got the pick at the end, remember it was on the way to Auburn. I told Aaron, I said, "Hey, man, there's enough time on the clock. Missouri got 3 timeouts. They can get the ball back and potentially, you know, at least tie it at least."
You know what? You know what that game exactly felt like was the South Carolina game last year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Where they were up 10 and then South Carolina scored, and you know it just felt like that. Where you know Mizzou's still got a chance in this thing, and Mizzou is a very good team.
They are
very much so.
Very good team.
And they were down 2 of their best players. Let's not forget that Coleman, the receiver.
Yeah, he got hurt earlier in the game,
and in the back had a nagging injury. So I mean, when you think about it, man, Missouri wasn't at full power, but Alabama, neither were they. Jam went down, right? So you just got to find ways. You got your star receiver that has 0 catches. And I'm talking about Ryan Williams.
Jeremy Menard didn't have a good day.
So when you think about it, it was ugly, but they still found a way to win. And that's what you want to see with these teams.
Caden Proctor.
Oh yeah,
Inner big man, Caden Proctor.
When is he gonna score?
I'm gonna tell you like this.
Like that's
he got so close this last time too.
the past 3 times.
Just gotta get over there.
All I'm saying is they need to work. I know they're working on their practice, but they need to teach him some technique. All he had to do is extend or something. He need
just reach, man.
I ain't gonna lie. Would you line up against him and try to hit him?
He's 6'7", 380 pounds.
Oh man.
I got to say this though, credit to all the defenses because they're technically defensively tackling him. They're hitting him low. Yeah, and that's how you take down a big man.
Absolutely.
They're preparing for that.
I mean,
they know that. Hey, when this kid gets the ball, hit him at his legs.
I suddenly got a cramp. I can't do it.
Jerm, were you in that corner during the Alabama Georgia game? When
I was on the opposite end.
Oh, all right. I was going to say, I would have taken a couple steps back if I was shooting.
I was on the opposite
when he got down
end.
that pylon.
I was watching from a distance. But yeah, so this week looking at Alabama, I mean, they face Tennessee. Tennessee still don't have that one loss, and that's a Georgia in overtime.
Yeah.
They're coming off, their wins at Mississippi State and Arkansas, I believe, right? Yep. And so, I mean, but that game gets weird. It's in Tuscaloosa this year.
Smoke him if you got him.
I mean, I just tell you like this. You can't count that. I know Alabama fans don't like orange, but you can't count Tennessee out, man.
Never.
That
especially
game,
in that game.
Good.
No.
Tennessee's really clicking. I mean, outside of that loss from Georgia, they have not looked bad all year. They got
offensively
and everything.
I think they are. Yeah, I think they're one of the top 3, if not top 2 offenses in the country. I mean, they lead the SEC in scoring and every other statistic. And but Josh Heupel's offense, I like it. They click. It works for them. They split everyone out wide. You only have 4 or 5 guys in the box, and it allows them to run the ball with a lot of confidence. But Alabama's a 7.5-point favorite to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Which is
do you buy that?
It's a little weird because they didn't even give that. No, Vandy was more than that. They were 10, but I don't know. Tennessee's got the worst defense
I ain't
in
gonna lie
the
to you.
SEC, which is
I
kind of
think
weird because they've had a good defense the past
I
2
think
years.
Ty Simpson's finna carve that defense up. I don't think. I mean, you blow it up because of the rivalry game, and it has the history of the past 3 or so years, right? Where it's been like a battle. I think this the year where I think Ken DeBoer, he ain't got to be in a black hoodie for this game. I think that Ty
That's a
Simpson
crazy
is just gonna
stat
be that guy, and it's gonna be on and popping. When it's time to play at 7:30, I just don't see Tennessee having the firepower on defense to stop Ty System and those weapons.
But you're like Tennessee, especially Josh Heupel's offense, like they'll hit the deep balls, and it's something Alabama has struggled with for 15 years.
To that point, you're
yeah.
absolutely right. I do think now, if you want to talk about matchups, Aguilar and the receivers versus Alabama's secondary. Their secondary,
like
has not shown us
Brazel's
anything
going to put some work in.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Brazel, another thing, it's like Brazel's big. He's a talented receiver. Dijon Lee, freshman corner for Alabama, really stepped up this week against Mizzou. He's 6'4". He's talented. He got that pick towards the end of the game. That's going to be an interesting matchup. See if they line him up with Brazel or they go with Damani Jackson. That's going to be one that I'm going to really be keyed up on in that game, especially in 7 o'clock on ABC. It's going to be interesting. I can't remember the last time that game was a night game. I think it was 2019, maybe 2019 when Trayvon Diggs had that. They punched the ball out of Garantano at the 1, and then Diggs took it, I think, 101 yards back.
Yeah.
I think that was the last time that was a night game.
in Tuscaloosa,
in Tuscaloosa. But that game was always traditionally at 2:30, 3:30 on CBS. And then it ends at night, and over the past couple of years, that has just turned into a great game because Tennessee's finally found their footing and just had Alabama's number a little bit.
Either way you put it, 7:30, like I said, on ABC up in Tuscaloosa, guys. It's gonna be a matchup for the ages. I do think that it may not be as good as some of the games that has been in the past, just because of Tennessee's defense. But I still think it'd be one to watch. Obviously, anytime you play a rivalry game like that, it's gonna make some noise, right?
For sure.
So it should be good. Traveling down I-65 and cutting over in Montgomery 85 over to Auburn. They play Missouri this upcoming week.
Freeze watch.
Freeze watch?
Watch?
Freeze warning.
Watch.
It's starting to melt.
Freeze melted.
Might be freeze water.
Precipitation at
A
this
puddle?
point, boy.
It's gonna be a puddle?
It rains, it pours.
Let's talk
man.
about it. We go to Oklahoma in a game that you're supposed to win.
It's the refs, right? That's what the verdict was.
You blame the refs.
Let them talk about it. It's the
And
refs, right?
You say that, oh man, we should have won the game because of the refs. Next week you go and you get on a plane and you go down to College Station, the Cal Field, and you're in that game. You should win that game, right? You don't run the ball well. Let me backtrack. I'm not gonna say you don't run it well. You don't run the ball at all. I think they ran the ball
Jackson ran
8
the ball.
or so times.
Running backs did not run the ball. Tamari Austin did not run the ball.
And so you blame the run game, you blame coaching, and then this weekend, holy smokes,
You jump out so early.
you come out and you look like the best team in the country, allegedly. You take 7 minutes off the clock and you go punch Georgia in the mouth, which Georgia's been punching in the mouth early, often, right? And then in the second quarter, there comes times where you're on the 1 yard line and you decide to run the tush push.
End of the second quarter.
Yeah.
Under 2 minutes.
You in the tush push, which I'm gonna tell you, I'm a fan of the tush push now. Hey, if you gonna line up on center, that's big boy football to me. So I'm just gonna say that out loud. I do not hate the call. I think it was a great call, right? But if you don't practice and that's not your thing, sometimes it just may not make a little sense. You nevertheless you do it. Should be an easy touchdown. Go over the top, and you fumble.
Credit to I got to
Allegedly.
give credit to C.J. Allen and
Allegedly.
Wilson though, because they talked after the game about Shoe and Smart saying, "Hey,
Punch it out.
punch it out.
Punch
When
it
he
out,
goes
yeah.
up, punch it out." And that's exactly what they did. Like, should have been a touchdown. Shouldn't have not been a touchdown. I mean, the argument could go on for days.
Yeah, we could talk about it.
Yeah,
for a while,
I mean that's the way it goes. But my whole argument with it, and I said it when I anchored on Sunday. I said straight, I was blatant. You got to play the rest of the 32 minutes of football
Thank
after that.
you,
Can't let
Drew.
one game control one play control the rest of the game.
Thank you, Drew.
I don't care what happens. You can't go 40 yards for the rest of the game on offense, 25 of which came on the final drive, which are garbage yards. You just
Absolutely.
can't let that happen. I don't care who you're playing on the other side because you dominated the front in the first half.
And this is where it gets weird. This is where talking to fans and knowing football becomes two separate conversations. The fans gonna be mad all they want. Georgia fans should be mad. Hey, that was a touchdown for us. If you want to be honest about the fumble,
Yeah, because he did
Shouldn't have blown the whistle.
that's a touchdown for us because the
whistle was
whistle
blown.
never blew.
Yep,
right?
that's true.
And you reviewed it. So how do you not get it right? So we can talk about refereeing, but at the end of the day, let's talk football. That's why I want to talk football. You're right, Drew. You only had 40 yards of total offense since that fumble.
Yeah.
Even in the third quarter, you came out, you stopped Georgia. Georgia went 3 and out. You showed
On their
defensive
opening
standing
drive.
On the
How many
opening drive.
penalties
On
did
the
they have
opening
in the
drive.
third quarter, though? It was quite a lot, wasn't it? Yeah, the target
Both
call,
teams
yeah.
had a
I
lot.
don't- I
I
can't-
think
I
it
can't
was
tell you.
under
I
20
can't-
total.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many penalties they are, but at the end of the day, man, I said
All
the
right,
same
you're right.
thing when
40
they played
yards is
Oklahoma.
not going to win ball game.
You have to get through adversity, and if you cannot fight through adversity, you will never be great. I said it on the podcast 2 weeks ago. Stop trying to find every reason to why you cannot win games and go win games. That's all it boils down to.
And a
like
game
you're
like
not
that,
prepared.
is it players or is it coaches? I mean, is it players or coaches?
I think it's a combination of both. I mean, it's going to always start with your head coach.
Right.
By far, it's going to start with your head coach. But at the same time, man, you got to go want to play too. Hugh Freeze said in the post-game press conference, they had a plan for this game. Everything they did in the first half, they tried to do in the second half. It worked in the first half. It did not work in the second half. That tells me you're not prepared because you cannot go up against, really, in my opinion, right, the greatest coach when it comes to making adjustments. We have said it over and over again. He's the greatest coach
Not count
in the
Kirby
second
out.
half. You do not want to go in halftime
Definitely not.
facing a Kirby Smart and he's down because he's coming for you. Like
Yeah.
he said in the post game, hey, I got guys in the box watching simple things like clapping on defense, right? And so when you think about it out loud, Auburn, as a coaching staff, you have to be prepared for those things, right? Or keep the hammer going. I just think they got rattled, and I just think that they're not a team that faces a lot of adversity, and I don't know if they're just not prepared for that. They don't face a lot. In my opinion, you would think after the Oklahoma game, you would never have to be talking about refs, and I do think referees do have an impact in the games, right? I'm not going to sit here and say, oh man, you got to overlook that. No, I understand because it's a human element to it, right? But at the end of the day, you still got to go play football. Football will always be football. Go finish the game.
Yeah.
And I would love to have seen Auburn fight in the second half. I think it would have made the game even better, right? But again, I said it over and over again. That separates good teams from great teams. Right?
You were in that game the entire time. Up
You were
until
never
until that Gunner touchdown.
Even with the fumble, it's still 10-3.
Into the half.
That's what I'm saying.
And also,
That's what
not
I'm
even
saying.
after the fumble, you let Georgia drive 99 yards or
So,
90
yeah.
yards to go
Yes.
kick a field
Crazy.
goal
Knowing that they
into
get
the
the
half.
ball at halftime. You didn't stop anybody.
Yeah.
It's because you're out of it, right? And that's the human element to it. But at the end of the day, if human element is going to always be an excuse, enjoy being below 500, fam.
Yeah.
Like, it's over. It's over. And I'm going to just tell you like this. Going into Missouri this week, if you're still talking about the referees, it's Tuesday, and you're still talking about referees going into Missouri, guess what, guys? Missouri's coming to punch you in the mouth.
And we're talking about who's the next coach at Auburn.
And you're talking about a brand new coach on Monday morning. You're absolutely right. So
One thing I want to talk about, Aaron Lee, one of our amazing photographers, was with us at the Georgia-Auburn game. And we covered, I think, 4 or 5 games last year together down on the Plains. And I said to him after that game, after Gunnar Stockton scored, I said, Aaron, how many times last year was Auburn up in a game where it looked like they were going to win, and then something went wrong, and the team gave up? That is bad coaching at the end of the day. I don't care what team, I don't care what happens, who you're playing on the other side. When they get punched in the mouth late in a game, when you're up, they quit. They quit on their team. It's every week with them, man.
Fault, man. Nobody
It's every week.
And
The defense was fighting. Like the defense was still making plays, all hands to the ball, but the offense just quit. One call doesn't go your way and doesn't mean you quit. You dominated Georgia on the front the whole first half. And maybe that's bad coaching. You didn't fix the adjustments because you have to make them at halftime because you know Georgia's not going to coming out doing the same thing. But you have to adjust, man. Like,
I just feel like too, man. To that point, man. At some point, your head coach got to get fired up. I have not seen Hugh Freeze fired up, man. Like after that fumble overturn, you know, there was a point that, and I saw somebody else was saying the same thing or whatnot. But if I'm Hugh Freeze, I'm making a scene. We already done delayed the game by 30-something minutes. I'm making a scene. Give me a 15-yard penalty. Give me a 30-yard penalty. I don't care.
That 2 minutes took a year off my life.
I just feel like Hugh Freeze at some point you gotta go fight. I'm not saying he don't want to fight for those kids. I know he loves those kids, but like at some point you just gotta. I would have acted the plum fool. I would have. Like I would have got a penalty. Show my team some fight. Let's fire these guys up. Let's try to pin Georgia back. You're right. Let's not let them go down. I just feel like that was just bad movements by Freeze. That was one bad one, and then I know he went at the refs going into halftime, which tells me that you're discombobulated. You probably whined and cried about the refs during halftime. You didn't make the adjustments. Kirby did. You came out the third quarter. You have a good defense showing, but exactly what I knew. Your offense was not going to move the ball. He ended up wasting the timeout very early on a targeting call that he wanted review, which I thought was, again, another bad coaching move because now it goes back to that whine, give me. I deserve to have these calls instead of you just going out there and putting your best foot forward against the opponent across from you. I just think that was just terrible showings by your head coach and Hugh Freeze. So it's not good over there on the Plains at all.
Disappointing. It's really disappointing.
It's not good
That
for the
roster, they
fans.
should definitely be
Yeah, I mean,
You got all the talent in the world.
Austin, he's not on the team. He's a team captain.
Senior
Austin,
captain running back.
Which is the craziest
went
thing.
down on Monday.
And I
Going
think
into a
that's
pivotal
one
game.
of many. Yeah, you can't have that going into it. Like I said, Missouri that's not a
pushover.
cupcake. Yes, it's not a cupcake game, and I know it's at night and all. Which that atmosphere was crazy. I mean, I think we can agree to that.
Yeah.
Cam Newton's jersey retirement. I know you was there for
That's
that.
the
You like
highlight
that.
now. I ain't gonna let you.
And I just feel like that atmosphere was great. So on the other side of the ball, when you look at the Georgia Bulldogs, I mean it's another one of them halves where they don't show up, but then when they come out in the second half, I swear they're the best team in the country. Gunner played a hell of a game. That second half. You know, they started moving the ball. I mean, I give Bobo a lot of stuff when it just comes to play calling and select, but I tell you, man. You hate it when it don't work, but you love it when it do. And
Right.
I think that
Very much so.
Georgia,
he pitched a great game in that
he
second
did.
half.
Running back committee over there.
He did,
that's
and they
impressive.
had a game plan. They followed
Nick
it.
Frazier.
Yeah, and it just was good ball by Georgia. And Georgia, just what Georgia did. Georgia ignored the BS and finished the game. That's really what it boils down to. They ignored all the BS.
That's because of good
You
coaching.
got to go win the game, and they were
because of
down.
great
They were
coaching.
down, and that's the other thing that people don't understand. Georgia was down in that game. They were down. You know, that's not magic. They were literally down. So they had to make a decision to go score 20 unanswered, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, a lot to fix over there in Auburn, but Georgia's on the up and up. They get a big one this weekend now. That one they got this week is not a pushover. Lane Kiffin is coming to town. Another one of those revenge games from last year. Rainy, wet game, night game. That was in Oxford last year, and
You were there.
I was there for that. It was just the atmosphere was not right in that game, but I guarantee in Athens it'll feel a little different. I'm not going to sit here and say Georgia's going to win outright, but I think it's going to be better than some people would expect. Ole Miss is a very different team than last year. Georgia's obviously a very different team than last year. You playing in between the hedges. Lane Kiffin got Trinidad. I want to say Trinidad James.
Chambliss.
Trinidad Chambliss. That's a name.
He's
for
been
you.
something.
He's
And
nice.
Kirby
He's real
Kirby
nice.
talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't know. He said, I don't know what scout went out and found that kid, but he goes, that guy needs a raise.
Yeah.
Because to find the D2 quarterback and you bring him in and he beats out your top lefty quarterback, throws the ball 95 miles per hour, and then he comes in and Trinidad Chambliss like electrifies that offense.
Yeah.
He gives you so much
And
more
he's
because of
starting.
his speed, and he starts over Austin Simmons. And he's so talented in this offense. They're quick. Kirby said something in his opener yesterday. He was like, they run a lot of plays. And he's like, they hold that ball for a long time. And he's like, we got experience with that. Our defense has been on the field a lot recently. So he's like, we're not too worried about that. I'm glad we have that experience.
I'm looking forward to see Trinidad Chambers and I forgot his name, the tight end for the Ole Miss, and then Georgia's linebackers. I think that's going to be the case to see.
I'm
Can
curious
they
with
contain the
Kawan
ball,
Lacey, just with how Auburn ran the ball in that first half.
Yeah.
Lane's going to do something.
Oh, yeah.
Lane's always, scheming something, and Kirby called him one of the best, adjusting mid-game offensive coaches because he's always great with communicating with his quarterbacks. But Kawan Lacey, their running back, also very talented. Lane's always got a talented running back. He had something else with Trinidad's speed that could cause some problems down the stretch for Georgia.
Yeah.
I think that's the case. So we'll see how that kind of goes, but it's going to be a great game between the hedges.
I think it's going to be electric. This is for once. I think he's going to be another one of those Georgia-Tennessee games where it's high 40 scoring. Not a ton of defense. I just know that Ole Miss is not one of them teams where you want to get behind. You never want to play behind playing Ole Miss. That's, Georgia's who I think again is a very great second half team or whatnot. Lane Kiffin knows how to put the pedal to the metal or just to suck the air, by keeping the ball away. So another very interesting one we got on our hands there with Georgia Ole Miss. That's a 3:30 game too, I believe, right?
Yeah,
3:30 game. So another great slate of football for us on this weekend.
I just want to give credit to Georgia Tech. Brent Key and what that team got going on.
Yeah, when you look outside of our main three that we cover, I mean Georgia Tech obviously is top of the list when it comes to the conversation. Ohio State's there by default, right? Florida State has taken a tumble down. That's not the same. Arch finally got him a win, big win.
Yeah,
River Showdown.
So
Yes, sir.
I think they forced
him back. You can say it. I think.
Mateer wasn't ready.
It's okay to wait another week.
Yeah,
Like you don't have to. But I get it though. I mean,
it's a must-win game for you.
It's not even that. I think that that's the reason why he came to Oklahoma was to play in that Red River rivalry. I mean, when you transfer into those schools, every school got that game in their circle. Auburn, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Georgia, Auburn.
I mean, everyone in that state in those two states comes to that game for the Dallas Fair. And everyone's there, and the magnitude of that game is huge. And John playing, and he looked shaken, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you rush him back from injury, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Outside of that, man, we're still rolling. Still not ready for the Heisman conversation yet. Not yet.
Carson Beck up there with Ty Simpson. I think those two are my 1 and 2 right now. If we had to go,
Fernando Mendoza, he's up there.
he is.
Give me another 3 weeks. Let's get through October.
Let's get CFP rankings out first. That's going to tell me more. Because AP don't really mean nothing right now, but I do like what I'm seeing so far. Definitely out of Ty Simpson, but then I love what I'm seeing out of Carson Beck. Now, is it just a plug and play and Miami had all the pieces before he got there, or is he actually helping progress this team with the SEC experience he brings in?
I think it's just the offense he's being in. Like, you go from a traditional kind of pro style at Georgia where you're running the ball a lot more. He's getting to step back and throw the ball 35 times a game at Miami and deliver throws, and he's playing in the ACC. I mean, I hate to discredit the ACC, but that's the way it is.
I'm also looking at Haynes King down at Georgia Tech. We talk about a 6-0 team. It's been a while since they've been able to do that, and that guy plays with so much tenacity, so much fight. If you've never witnessed a Haynes King game in person, the guy goes down. They say when he gets injured, he powers up. He gets a superpower all of a sudden. He goes out there limping. He's going to rush you down for 75, 100 yards, give or take. He's going to send it. They have a two-headed monster in that backfield as well. And Jamal Haynes and Malachi Hosley, north side. Famous. So we talk about just these teams.
That's a big game they got this week. They got to go to Duke.
Duke is not a pushover.
No,
Duke's favored in that game 2.5.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough game for Brent Key and company to win, but I mean they probably have one of the easier remaining schedules out of the top of the ACC.
Yeah.
The Duke's one, Syracuse is another. You get Syracuse at home, but going on the road to Duke with great team right now, you're going to have to play your best football.
Yeah, I agree. After you make it to that Duke, you're pretty much set sail until Mercedes-Benz on Black Friday. So, man, it's a great slate this week. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously looking forward to our big 3 games. I'm calling Auburn, Missouri a big game because there's a lot.
Just what's on the line?
Relying on that game there. So we can have some interesting news here.
Be the best of times or the worst of times. Just
maybe a long 3 days starting Sunday morning.
I just tell you like this, it'll be good. But for us, I mean, like I say, we're looking forward to that big high school slate coming up here at the end this week.
It's the heat of football. It gets colder out. You feel it.
Look,
football gets those games mean a little bit more.
We said we wanted it.
We got it.
And that's what we got.
It's coming in hot.
Thank you.
Any last words before we get off of it?
A lot of big-time plays going on. We got playoff softball starting up here, fast pitch over here in Georgia.
Volleyball. Shout out to
volleyball. Shout out to
Pacelli girls won the state championship in volleyball.
Big time. Love that.
Going up there.
Flag is still rolling. Definitely got to give the girls credit. Central looking to go for a 3-peat. Make sure they can get that done.
Find their way back up, trying to get that national championship.
No doubt.
Game of the week is
True LaGrange.
How can they watch it? Where they find y'all on TV on Friday?
Sports Overtime, 11:15 Eastern, 10:15 Central. Myself and Sports Leader 9's Drew Provine doing our thing like always.
It's always good when we get the tall ball, guys.
Always.
We'll catch y'all next time on 9 Yards Deep.